So today I will discuss about how to debit and credit. Now, thank you. I think all of you know answered in my module one, diba? So basically, there in terms of the video, he discussed no about about the accounting, diba? About management accounting, about introduction of to financial accounting, right? So for me, today, I want you to teach you, no, on how to debit and how to credit. Para at least you can be able to apply in terms of your bookkeeping. All right. You see my screen? You see my screen now? No, yes. Hello. All right. No worries. No, I will send to you the answer to our assignment, diba? Tapos na ba kayo? The assignment? Lahat na nakapag-submit? Alright, sige. Today, I will discuss about the recording process of transaction. Yes, we will discuss the answer later. Okay. Sige. Last time, we discussed about accounting in terms of recording. Tama ba? Wherein our basic accounting equation is asset is equals to liability and owner's equity. Right? So what we did is transaction one, what if there's a cash investment? What we did is we add to the cash. At the same time, we add to the capital, correct? What if we paid for our accounts payable? What we did is we minus in our asset and we also add to our payable, correct? So today, yes, still that principle will still apply, but for the debit and credit now. Okay? As you notice, di ba, Nicole, pag sinabing accounting is basically on how to journalize, correct? Or in terms of your debit and credit. All right. But before that, in terms of the debit and credit, now very important to consider the account. Okay? What do you mean of account? So account is basically an individual accounting record of increases, decreases in a specific asset, liability, or owner's equity items. What do you mean of this? Meaning, account is the account title of your asset, liability, and your owner's equity. You identify any increases or decreases. In our discussion last meeting, ano yung mga increases in our asset, if you remember, Bernard? What would be the increase in your asset in our last discussion?
Um, yung performance of service,
Performance,
like
yes. Performance of
mga
services.
revenue.
Revenue is not part of the asset, but tama ka din.
Ay, okay. Okay.
No problem. Performance of services meaning you receive cash. Correct. Correct yan.
Yes.
Performance of services by receiving cash is an increase in your asset. Or what if it is on account? No, you have your account receivable. All right. Very good. And very good, Bell. No, it is the account receivable. Ronaldine also. You add supplies and equipment. Very good. And all right. And also, a company will have the separate accounts in terms of your cash, salaries, and accounts payable, and so on. All right. So here, yeah, pag sinabing accounting, alam niyo yan, no? Pag sinabing accounting, it is the debit and credit. All right. Sige. Debit and credit means, take note of this. When you say debit, means left. When you credit naman is right side. Hindi ibig sabihin na when you debit, it is to increase. When you credit, it is to decrease. No? Hindi yan. The word or the words debit and credit wherein the debit is on the left side while credit is always on the right side. Okay, take note. Again, Debit does not mean to increase. Credit does not mean to increase or decrease. But debit is on the left side and credit is on the right side. Okay, later ha, kung bakit ganon. Alright, the act of entering an amount on the left side means debiting. Okay? So, pag sinabing debit, always on the left side. Pag sinabing credit, it is always on the right side. That's why it is crediting the account. Alright. When the debit account exceeds the credit, what if you have more than debit by your credit, meaning you have a debit balance? So, ano yung mga debit balance? Usually, all your asset are debit balance. Again, assets have always or has always debit balance. All your assets. And also your expenses. Expenses always has a debit balance, meaning the debit amount exceeds the credit. Ano pa? And your drawings. As in drawing. Drawings meaning personal withdrawal or withdrawal. Okay? So again, asset, expenses, and drawings have debit balance, meaning the debit amount exceeds the credit. Sir, how about credit balance? Always the credit balance, no? Your accounts payable, sorry, your liability and your revenue have always credit balance. Sorry, later, I will explain to you kung ano yung debit balance, ano yung credit balance. Okay? Yan. What are the basic form of in terms of account? No? In terms of simplest form, the account consists of title of the account, the debit, which is the left side, and the right side, which is the credit. And after that, it is to be summarized and to be classified in the T account. Sir, ano yung T account? T account is just like this, no? T. Sige, later, you have T account. So, you have your debit and you have your credit. Sige, may sample ako dito. Yan. This is your T account. Sir, bakit T? Kasi it's letter T. Diba? So, meaning title of account, let's say cash. Okay, cash. So, you will have all the transactions on the debit and all your transaction on the credit. And again, if your debit exceeds your credit, you have a debit balance. If your credit exceeds your debit, you have your credit balance. Sige. Hopefully nakakasunod ha. Kasi yan. Yan. As you notice, no, in our discussion last meeting, 'di ba ito ang ating discussion? As you notice. 'Di ba ito na ginawa natin? Da? Sorry, ano ba nangyari? Sorry, naghang. 'Di ba ito yung ginawa natin? Cash, then we minus 7, we add 1, 2, 1, 5. Saan to galing, sir? Ito yung last time, ha? Ito yung last time na in-add and minus natin yung cash. Yeah? You remember pa? Alright. So, yan. Question? Yes, sir. Alright. Thank you, Jasper. So, in terms of your cash, this is your T account, correct? This is your title of account. This is, again, debit is on the left side, credit is on the right side. As you notice, lahat ng positive, meaning increase in your asset, it is on the left side, correct? All your negative, meaning all your cash outflow or decrease in your cash, always on the credit side. If you add all the positive and if you minus all the negative, what is the answer? In tabular summary, you have 8,050. If you do T account, yeah, or if you do this accounting form, it should be the same, 8,050. Sorry, nagbaba ito. Because all your debit or all your increase, it is on the debit side. All the decrease is always on the right side. Kasi lahat negative, di ba? Nag-decrease. Malamang ito ay bumili ka ng equipment. Nalala ko pa to. Ito ay nagbayad ka ng expenses, correct? Ito ay nagbayad ka ng advertising or utang. Ito, personal drawings. Ito naman, 15,000 investment. That's why nasa debit siya. Ito yung ating cash inflow. Yan. So, for question, malinaw ba to? Tabular versus account form. Sir, ano ba ang gagamitin sa accounting? Of course, we will not do this, but we will do the account form. Alright. That's why ito ay ginawa ko last meeting para maintindihan natin of what would be the simple accounting or simplest in terms of your accounting. Okay? Question ba? Malinaw? Denise, question? Hi. Alright. Wala. Clear, sir. Okay, yes, sir. Okay, okay. Sure. So, debiting an account. So, again, ano to? This is on the debit side. Debit or left side. It is on the credit or it is on the right side. Now, for example, ito yung last time, no? The owner makes initial investment of 15,000 to start the business. Cash is debited and the owner's capital is credited. So, meaning, you debit 15,000 cash. It is on the left side. And you credit also, sorry, yan. Ito muna, cash muna tayo not the capital. How about if you pay rent? As you notice, it is on the right side. So meaning, when you have your asset or if you have your cash, all the increase in your asset, na always on the left side or debit. All the decrease in your cash or asset, always on the right side. Okay, sige. Question. Sino yung nag-question? May
So I have
nag-raise
a
hands.
question.
Alright, question. Sige.
Sir, so does this mean that any transaction that is an expense to the person in the account, like a cash payment or paying by account, will that go to the credit side?
Yes, because it is an outflow of cash. Very good, Ryan. So, any payment, that's why any payment, so ito muna, when you debit an account or cash or asset, when you debit, meaning you increase your cash. Sinabi ni Ryan, no? What if you decrease your cash? It is to be crediting or credit an account. Meaning, what if you pay for 7,000 as rent expense? It is on the credit. So, cash, hindi lang siya cash, but all the assets, in all the increase in your assets, always on the left side or debit. All the decrease in your cash or your asset, always on the credit side. Very good, Ryan, for observation. No? Okay. Christina,
Sure.
question.
Sir, question, what if you
All
loan
right.
cash from the bank?
What do you mean? If there's no,
What if you're loaning cash? Will that be
yes.
under
Uh,
debit pa rin po?
yes, very good. Meaning, if you have loan, meaning you receive cash, correct? If you receive cash, meaning you increase your cash. That's why you debit your cash. Ano yung kaano niya? Ano yung kaparehas niya? Sorry. Ano yung credit? 'Di ba? As you notice, no? Uh, the rule of bookkeeping, the rule of balance should be debit should equal to your credit. Tama 'yon, Christina. You have your cash debit. What is your credit side? Very good. The credit side is accounts payable. Very good, Joyce. At Kier, Aldon, and Stanley. Yes, pwede rin bank loan, Kier, no? But more specifically, it should be accounts payable. Very good. Sige, very good, Christina. Ha? All right, for that question. All right, so meaning, what if you debit and credit now? Di ba kanina, we have investment of 15 and we have also 7,000 as part of the payment of rent. How much now is the balance of your cash? 8,000 now. O, di ba? As you remember kanina, sabi ko, All your asset has or have a debit balance. Why? Because your debit exceed your credit always. That's why you put here on the 8,000 debit. All right. So cash is debited for 15 and credited for 7, leaving a balance of 8,000. Okay? Parang baon mo lang to. May baon ka ng 15,000, bumili ka ng sapatos ng 7,000, malamang yung pera mo na lang ay 8,000. So ganun lang. Simple in terms of the debit and credit. Okay. Any questions so far? Ito ay only one account ha. Malamang meron tong kabangga, 'di ba? Sorry, meron dapat itong credit na malamang the credit side is capital. Okay? Ito naman, what would be the debit here? We debit here rent expense and you credit here cash. Again, why? Because of this principles of bookkeeping or the double entry system wherein if you journalize transactions, debit should equal to your credit. Okay? Always, always. Total debits will equal to your total credit. Okay? And it should be in balance. All right. Go back to our equation last time. Asset is equals to liability plus your owner's equity. Normal balance. Okay? Every account has a normal balance. Again, if your debit exceeds your credit, you have a debit balance. Ano nga yun? Your cash, sorry, your assets, your expenses, and your drawings. But what if your credit exceeds your debit? You have a credit balance. Okay? So ano yan? You have your accounts payable, you have your owner's equity, and you have your revenue. Alright. Ayan. So meaning, this is the rule of debit and credit. Diba? Take note of this kasi dito tayo mag-start in terms of journalizing, no? Take note of your assets. In our example of cash, di ba napansin nyo, lahat ng increase in your asset always on the debit side or on the left side, di ba? Investment, you receive cash out of your collection, you receive dividends, what else? Your customer pay you. Yes, di ba? All of them are increase in your assets. Ano naman yung decrease in your asset? It is always on the right side. Ano yan? You pay accounts payable. You pay rent expense. Diba? What else? Uh, payment of receivables. Diba? You will decrease your receivables. Alright. Take note of this. Ha? How about liability? As you notice, di ba baliktad? Sa liability pala, if you increase your liability, it is always on the right side or credit. Pag i-decrease naman yung liability mo, always on the left side or debit. Paano yun, sir? 'Di ba sabi kanina ni, sino nga yan? Si Ryan, no? Sabi ni Ryan, what if you pay for your payable? So, ano yung entry natin? If you pay your payable, malamang, you decrease your assets. Why? Because you pay cash. Ano naman ang ating debit? You debit liability. Why? You decrease your liability. Okay, question so far? Malinaw? So far, malinaw ha? Alright. How about in terms of normal balance, if kung saan yung increase, you have your normal balance. So meaning always, debit exceeds your credit. Okay? Normal balance of liability wherein credit should exceed your debit. Normal balance is on the right side or credit. Alright. How about owner's capital? Parang same siya sa liability. Kasi ang increase mo always on the credit side or right side. All your decrease naman is on the left side or debit. So, normal balance niyan, malamang ay nasa credit. So, kung saan yung increase mo, nandoon yung normal balance. Alright. Question so far? Question? Malinaw ba? Take note of this kasi Doon tayo iikot ha. Question. Okay, none. Thank you, Jasper. Alright. How about drawings? Sir, ano yung drawings? Nag-ano ka ba? Nagdo-drawing? Or, yun, no. Drawings is a withdrawal or personal withdrawal of the business. What if you invest 10,000, eh wala ka ng pera, gusto mo mag-withdraw ng 1,000. So you can do that no, by debiting the owner's drawing. Alright. So again, any increase is on the debit, any decrease is on the credit. So meaning, normal balance mo ay nasa debit kasi ito yung debit side. Okay? Meaning you exceed the debit by the credit. Alright. Wait lang, on ko lang yung aircon. So mainit na. Alright. How about the revenue and expenses? Alright. Diba, I think sinabi ko ito kanina, no? In terms of revenue, all the increase is on the right side. All the decrease of your revenue is always on the left side or debit. Expenses, all your increase is on the left side or debit. All the decrease is on the right side. That's why normal balance malamang ay nasa credit. Normal balance naman ng expenses ay nasa debit. Ayan. To summarize everything, ito na yan. Take note of this. Kasi next meeting, this is your assignment on how to journalize transactions. All right. So far question. Take note of this. All right. The owner's equity, there are four. You have owner's capital, you have your drawings, so meaning plus, minus, plus the revenue, minus the expenses. Bakit, sir? Because revenue and expenses are nominal account and and they are close no to the owner's capital. So lahat ito ay nasa owner's capital. All right. Question so far, nakakasunod ba? Aldrin. All right, may question. All right. Yes, sige. No worries, I will give you example on this na. All right. None, ah? None? All right. Yan. I think we discussed also there, no? Sorry, last meeting, that we will do now journal. At the same time, we will post it to your ledger. All right. So it is called recording process. So number one, we analyze transactions, diba? Meaning, sabi natin is we analyze and we record only accountable events, no? Hindi pwede kasali dito ang personal transactions, right? And after that is each transactions in the journal. So you record each transaction in terms of journal and you transfer them into the ledger account. So today I will discuss about journalizing and your ledger. All right. Sir, what do you mean of journal? So meaning journal is basically, journal is basically the transactions are initially recorded in terms of chronological order before the closing or transferred of account. All right. Each company has general journal, contains of spaces for dates, account titles, explanations, references, and two money column. And you have also your debit and you have your credit. All right. So, ano yung importance of the journal? Of course, it discloses one place the complete effect of transactions, provide chronological order or record of transaction to prevent errors. Why? Because your debit should always equal to your credit. Pag hindi yan balanse, something wrong. No? Ayan. Journalizing is also known as entering transaction data in the journal. So, separate journal entries are made for each transaction. So, ito ay naulit lang ha. Ano yung wala dito? Debit and credit and brief explanation of transaction. Sige. Para maintindihan, ito yon. Okay? I think ito yung last time, di ba, na ating ginawa. No? The date of transaction is entered on the date column. Tama ba? Mayroon bang... Sorry. Tama ba? You have your account titles? Yes. Sorry, date muna. You have your date. Correct? What else? You have also debit and credit column. Sorry. You have account titles. So you have cash and you have cash. What else? You have also your amount. The 15 and 7. Yan. And you have also your... So very important also is the brief explanation. Okay? And the last is all about space in each department. All right. Sige. But before that, sorry, sige, bago muna. And you have references. Okay? And you have also yan. Okay. Again, take note of the basic in terms of asset. If you increase your asset, always on the left side, which is on the debit. Tama ba? How about in terms of owner's equity? If you increase your owner's equity, it is always on the right side or credit. Tama ba? Oh. Number one transaction, you invest cash in business. So common sense, ano yung mag-i-increase sa ating asset? Of course, cash. Why cash? Because it is a cash inflow from your investment. That's why the debit here is 15,000. How about the credit? Owner's equity. Go back. When you increase your owner's equity, it is always on the credit. Tama ba? Yes. So, yan ba ay principles of balance? 15 and 15. Correct. Meaning it is a principles of bookkeeping. Alright. Next, September 1. What if you purchase equipment for cash? So, ano yung mag-i-increase sa atin? 'Di ba equipment? Ano ang equipment? Equipment is part of your asset. If you increase your asset, which is the equipment, 'di ba, it is on the debit side. Correct. Kaya lang, what we paid for it is cash. Cash is part of an asset, correct? If you decrease your asset, which is cash, we credit. Tama ba? Yes. Principles of balance, 7 and 7. Yes, still the same. Question so far? Ito ba ay malinaw? Alright, sorry. Alright, may question. Alright, so very good, very good. Talagang pag-atinista, mga galing, no? Alright, madali kayong makaintindi, no? In terms of this. Kasi, I'm also using this with the other school, no? Medyo nahirapan ako mag-explain, no? And they are BS accountancy, okay? Sige. Very good, very good. Alright. Next, how about you purchase truck for cash? Okay, so meaning, you increase the delivery equipment. Why? Because it is part of an asset. So if you increase your asset, if you increase your equipment, it is on the debit. Tama ba? Yes, it is on the debit. Kaya lang, pinambayad mo yan ng cash, not accounts payable. So meaning, any decrease in your cash is on the credit. Why? Because cash is part of an asset. Correct? So meaning, you purchase truck for cash. Yan. So, meaning, pag sinabi pa lang, dalawa lang, so if you have two accounts involved, it is called simple entry system or simple entry. How about kung tatlo na? 1, 2, 3. It is called compound entry. Again, pag dalawang account, it is called simple entry. Pag tatlo na, it is called compound entry. Sige nga, we analyze this. What if the explanation is purchase, truck for cash, and notes payable? You purchase truck, which is called delivery equipment. Of course, it will increase your equipment. It will increase your delivery equipment. It is part of an asset. If you increase your asset, it is on the debit. That's why you have 34,000. Kaya lang, wala kang pera. Ang pera mo lang sa bulsa ay 8,000. That's why cash is part of an asset. If you decrease your asset, it is on the credit, which is 8,000. Kaya lang nagsulat ka, no? Promissory note, promise to pay the sum of money on or before ganitong time, no? So meaning, you sign of it, kaya that's why you have your notes payable. Ano ba ang payable? Don, as what we discussed a while ago.
Liability, sir. Part of liability.
Okay, very good. If you increase your liability, it is on debit or credit. If you increase your notes payable,
Credit, sir.
credit. That's why it is on the credit. That's why you increase your notes payable. Very good, Don. So far, malinaw ba? Di ba madali lang accounting?
Sir, I have a question.
Question, sige.
Sir, since notes
Ryan.
payable include interest from the promise of paying,
Yes.
will the note payable recorded include the interest already?
No. The ano muna, principal. So after that is, what if there's an interest expense already? What you will do is you debit interest expense and you credit interest payable.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Alright. So you separate first. Kasi baka mali to. Okay? Okay, my question. Same here. Accounting is hard, but yes. Correct, Don. Accounting is hard, but you need to analyze. Okay? So, what if you have no knowledge? Ano to? Ba't may debit and credit? Ba't may ganito? But now, hopefully, you learned from it now. Tama ba? Now, if you have money, you can pay for software, accounting software, and what you will do is ito lang, no? If you have if you have knowledge about this, you can be able to apply it, no? Or you can have now your FS on outright. Yeah? Yan. Question so far? None. All right. So if it is called compound entry, if you have 3 or more, diba? So yan. Take note of this. This is the correct one. As you notice, ano yung mauuna dapat? Dapat debit muna, ha? All your debit should be here. And after that, you have your credit. Hindi pwedeng ganito, no? Oh. Ano yung una dapat? Ay debit. So, dapat debit muna, followed by credit. And then, very important also, if you have debit here, you have indent. Indention ba ang tawag doon? Indent or something? Like that. So, meaning, kailangan you have space or you tab it. Diba? Yan. So, you have your credit. Para 34 pa din to. Hindi pwedeng ganito, no? Tama naman sana 34 pero dapat mauna muna yung cash, which is your debit. Sorry, your delivery equipment, which is your debit, and followed by your cash. And also, very important is you have your explanation. Why? What do you think is the reason why you should put explanation? Clarissa Chua. I thought your birthday, hindi pala, si Nicole pala. No?
Oh, yeah, it's Nicole's birthday.
Alright. What do you think is the reason why there should be explanation after
I
the...
think so it's clear to whoever's reading the journal entry, like the transaction that happened. So they don't get confused also.
Very good. So meaning, don't get confused, no? And then, of course, sabi ni Aldrin, to justify why you put numbers. Yes. Because yung iba, hindi marunong magbasa, di ba? Ng income state, ng journal entry. Sabi ni Bell, you can go back to it when you pay it in the future. Yes, no? Para at least you have transaction, you have explanation, no? In terms of paying it, no? Paying for your notes payable. Very good. Sabi ni Jasper, para may context, sir, kung alam natin kung ano yung debit. Yes, very good also. And Christina, yes, ito rin importante. So that others can also understand the situation. For transparency, Joshua Kyle. And for clarification, especially when you have transactions with many companies. Yes, di ba? Very good. Kasi ang daming transaction yan, ha? Di ba? So, if you have no explanations, parang ganito, if you have no explanation, no? Yan, parang parang iba hindi maintindihan kung bakit ganun yung transactions. Alright, very good. Very good to all of you. Alright. Yan, so ito yung mali So in terms of the journal entry. So we are done in terms of journal entries. Next is all about the ledger. What do you mean of ledger? Or it is also known as the T account. Okay, the entire group of accounts maintained by the company is referred to as collectively as the ledger. All right. General ledger contains all the assets, liabilities, and owner's equity. So meaning, after you journalize, you will summarize it or you will post it in your general ledger account. To summarize lang naman, no? Yan. So meaning, if you have individual assets, so meaning you have cash balance, you have ER balance, you have supplies, you have equipment, you have a lot of assets. So dapat kanya-kanya yan, Okay. Also, if you have liabilities, you have also notes payable, accounts payable, salaries, interest payable. Ito yung Ryan, Ito yung tanong mo kanina, no? What if you have interest? So meaning, you can separate it based on the interest payable or the interest expense. All right. Also, if you have owner's equity, you have expense, you have revenue, you have drawings, and capital. So, yon. So, meaning, lahat yon ay gagawin mo sa T account. Alright. So, kanina, ito yung ginawa natin, di ba? Journal entry. So, what would be the entry here? You invest cash in business. So, we debit cash, 15. Why we debit cash? Because you have an increase in your asset, which is your cash. It is on the debit. Why we credit the dosed capital? Because because we increase the credit side. That's why you have also here 15,000 invested cash in business. Alright. So, anong gagawin natin sa ledger? So, after we journalize it, go to the T account or ledger and put here cash. Alright. Then you have your date, account title, reference. Ang yung reference? Diba ito yan? If your reference is J1, you put J1 para mas madaling mahanap ang transaction. If you debit here cash of 15,000, dapat also in your ledger, you debit 15,000. Kasi kadalasan, ang pagkakamali nila is you debit the journal 15,000 cash. Pagdating sa ledger, na credit mo. Maybe because you miss, error. Yan. So, if you debit here, you debit here. So, you have your date. You have your references. So, if you debit cash 15,000, you also debit 15,000 in your ledger. Okay? And you have 101. So, what do you mean of this? Meaning, when you say 101, it is your cash. So, bahala kayo. You can put 1, you can put 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Basta, number 1 or 101 belongs to cash. Okay? Pag sinabing 301, it belongs to Dosset Capital. Okay? Why? Because for proper tracing or proper references of transaction. Alright. Yan. How about capital? Di ba? Capital ay ginawa natin ay credit natin. So, dapat dito ay credit din. So, your date, your J1, as you notice, 15,000 credit, 15,000 also in the ledger, worth 15,000. And also, your reference again. Pag sinabing 301, it is on Dosset Capital. Alright. Question so far in the ledger, or sorry, journal entry? Mabilis ba ako? Don't worry, I will give you example later. So far question, none? Alright, after that is, okay, may na question. Everything clear, very good. Okay, none. Sige, para mabilis tayo. Kasi, tama ba? After ng first quarter, hindi na kayo yung, estudyante? Tama ba? After ng second quarter. Tama. So, sino na yung magiging professor niya sa second quarter? Ibang professor. Ibang subject na. Bilis pala ng matatapos, no? Okay. So, ibang subject na pala. Sir, quick question. Is it safe to assume that everything that an increase in asset is debit and credit is just to the balance? What do you mean doon? Tama yung sanabi mo na if you increase your asset, it is on the debit. And credit is just to balance the increase. No, no, no. Mali yung last sentence mo, no? To balance, no. Asset is, when you increase your asset, it is always on the debit. Okay? But credit naman is to decrease your asset. Okay? Hindi yung to balance, ha? Okay? Go back to our discussion of the debit and credit. Okay? Clear ba doon? I answer it ba? Okay? Okay, sige. Sige. After that is you will do trial balance. Okay? What do you mean of trial balance, sir? So the trial balance is basically the list of accounts and their balances at a given time. No? The primary purpose of this is to prove the mathematical equality of debit and your credit. So a trial balance also uncovers in journalizing and posting. Okay? So ano lang naman to record all your transactions in the trial balance. So, di ba ito yung kanina? Okay? As you notice, no, your debit should equal to your credit. All right, take note of the trial balance. Okay, take note of this, no? Total debit should equal to your credit. What else? Tingnan mo yung pagkasunod-sunod sa trial balance. First thing is you should record the asset. Diba asset to? Cash, advertising supplies, prepaid, office, notes payable. And afterwards, you will record liability and your capital. And then, drawings, revenue, and expense. Again, in the trial balance, una muna to record your assets, followed by liability, followed by owner's equity, next drawings, next the revenue and expense. In terms of your asset, very important is should be in order of liquidity. Again, in terms of assets, dapat pagkasunod-sunod niya ay order of liquidity. What do you mean of order of liquidity? Kung sino yung pinaka-liquid, madaling ma-convert sa cash. Malamang cash yung una. Diba? Followed by supplies, prepaid, office. How about, sir, the payable? Again, payable should be in order of the date of maturity. Kung sino yung unang bababayaran mo, yan yung una. So dito, nauna yung notes payable, malamang siya yung unang bababayaran, followed by accounts payable and unearned. Ito, wala nang pakasunod-sunod. Okay? Again, trial balance, mauuna muna ang cash, followed by liability, owner's equity, drawings, revenue, and expenses. Sa asset should be order of liquidity, while payable should be order of the date of maturity. Okay? Sige. Question. Sir, how we rank liquid to liquid? Is there a ranking standard? As long as usually number one is cash. Why? Because liquid is cash. Diba? You can convert cash. Number two always is your accounts receivable. Kasi you can convert the AR into cash, followed by inventory. Okay? Wala naman siyang specific standard or ranking standard, Christina. As long as in terms of your analysis, it is based on the date, it is based on the order of liquidity. Pero usually, una muna yung cash, followed by account receivable, followed by inventory. So, ganun. Then, supplies. Ano yung pinaka-high, not liquid assets? Usually, pinakahuli dyan yung property, plant, and equipment. 'di ba? Kasi hindi mo maibebenta ang sasakyan, 'di ba? Yung land, yung building mo, 'di ba? Mahirap ibenta 'yan, 'di ba? Which one po yung payable 'yan, Christina? So the payable, the accounts payable, notes payable, depende 'yan sa pagbayad mo. The date of maturity. Okay?
Sir, can you go back to the previous slide, please?
Previous slides 'to.
Yes, sir. I have a question about
Alright.
salaries expense, sir. Why would we categorize salaries expense as a debit?
Because it is part of your expense, 'di ba? All your expense should be on the debit. Why? Because it is an outflow, okay? An outflow to your business, so meaning it is to be deducted to your revenue. That's why all the expense have debit balance. If you increase your expense, always on the debit side.
All right. Okay. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Ryan. Wait ha, wait for 5 minutes lang. Question so far? Sige, don't worry. I will give you example kasi medyo mahirap siya. Alright, wag na to. Sige, I will give you example. Okay? Ayaw.
Sir, I have a question.
Question, sige, sure.
So, you said that the debit credit must always be balanced, right?
Very
so
good.
we can see if, so for example, a company is losing money, it will still be balanced but negative now. Is that how you look at it?
What do you mean?
So,
Mm.
for example,
Mm.
the company is losing money, so I would expect that maybe the expenses is greater than
Mm-mm.
the revenue. So in that case,
Net loss. So
balance.
meaning you have net loss, 'di ba?
Yeah, debit and
Yes.
credit will still be balanced.
Yes, it will have balance account. Why? Because in terms of the entries, 'di ba? When you have your expense, you debit expense and credit cash. But in terms of your income statement, you have net loss, correct? Why?
Oh,
Because all your net loss are all to be closed in your owner's equity. That's the reason why in your owner's equity, you have your revenue and expenses. 'Di ba? But I think in terms of the PowerPoint presentation, 'di ba? Ayan. Nakita ko.
thank you, sir.
Thank you for that. Saan na ba yan? 'Di ba ito yan? Choice, no?
Yeah.
Yan. So as you notice, no, nandito yung revenue and expenses. Kahit net loss man yan ay mapupunta sa owner's equity.
Okay.
All
Thank you,
right.
sir.
So, yeah, thank you for that question. Wait. Medyo madami okay. Sige, I will give hindi ito. I will give you more siguro easy problem para if you have question just don't hesitate to ask me. Okay? Journalizing. All right, I will have Excel. So far, so good ba? Malinaw? Or kailangan pa more, more exercises? Hi, so far ba okay naman? Alright, new. Alright. More sir, optional exercises should be nice. Alright, no worries, I will give you exercise now. Okay. Alright, you see my screen now? Alright. $100 kaya yan. Alright, sige. What if... Wag to. Hindi, mas maganda yung isa pala. Sorry. Mali. Ito na lang. Sorry, medyo ano. Alright, sige. What if this is the transaction? You see both ba? The Excel and then also the... yes, okay. Alright, sige. Thank you. Alright, so what we will do now is the debit and credit. Alright, so we will do journal entry, then followed by ledger, and then we will do trial balance. Alright, I will not discuss first the adjusting. No? Alright, so ano yung una? You have your debit, and you have also here credit, correct? Yan. So October 1. Alright, so very, very important is you have your date. Alright, so October 1. So what would be the entry? Ito na lang debit and credit. Hindi, ito na lang. Yan. What would be the entry for this? Eruption, invested 80,000 cash in business. Anyone? What would be your debit and your credit? Alright, very good. Very good, Stanley. Alright. Sige. The entry here is your debit, cash, correct? Okay, how much? It is worth 80,000. How about your credit? Diba? Always, your credit should be you have indent or you indent it. Diba? So, you have, sino to? ERAP, capital. So, you have here, ERAP, capital, worth 80,000. So, you put here 80,000. So, ano to? This is gonna be invested cash. So, just put invested cash. So, bahala kayo, no? So, you have here invested cash. So, after that is what you will do is it is to be posted to your T account. You can do T account, right? So, you put here cash. So, you have here cash. And you also, pwede naman dito, no? Yan. So, you can also here, let's say, ERAP capital. Again, this is your T account, correct? So all your debit or all your left side is debit, all your credit is credit. Sorry, all your right side is credit, di ba? Debit, credit. Or you can do ledger, pero for me mas maganda na yung T account, no? So same lang yan ha. So if you debit 80,000 here, so you put also here 80,000, di ba? Debit is on the left side, credit is on the right side. Yan. Also, you put here 80,000. Okay, why? Because credit, no? You credit here, you credit here. Correct? Principles of balance ba? Yes. 80,000. All right, next. October 1 again. So you have October 1. So this is, so dapat you have space, diba? You have space. Okay? Sige, next. Sige, you can put here na lang. Para magandang tingnan. Next, October 1, purchase delivery van for 60,000, paying 30,000 cash and the balance on account. So what is the entry here? Of course, okay. Very good. Debit equipment, credit 30,000. Very good. Very good, Clarissa, Cole, Cole Matthews, okay? And Jeff. All right, very good. So, pwede naman delivery van or equipment, but I will use delivery van, no? Para, okay lang yun, ha? You can use transportation equipment or delivery van. So, same lang, okay? So, how much? So, malamang the cost here is 60,000. All right, how about the credit? You pay cash worth 30,000. So, meaning, you decrease your cash, diba? If you decrease your cash, it is on the credit side, correct? That's why you have here cash, 30,000. Alright, kaya lang, wala kang pera. The balance daw should be on account. So, meaning that's your accounts payable. Very good. Iyan. That's why you have your accounts payable. If you increase your accounts payable or if you increase your liability, it is always on the credit side. Tama ba? Go back again to our template. No? If you increase your accounts payable, always on the credit. If you decrease your cash or your asset, always on the credit side. If you increase your asset, delivery van, you have your debit. All right, very good. So next, I will just copy ha. So ano yung wala? Wala dito yung delivery van, di ba? So you have delivery van. So the cost here is 60,000 and also cash. So debit to ha. So you credit 30,000 cash. So you put here on the right side. Okay? Why? Because right side is credit. And you have also here accounts payable. So ginagawa ko dito, separate ko lang yung asset nandito. Sa kabila na lang yung liabilities and owner's equity section. Okay? Para madaling maghanap later when we have now your trial balance. So you have here accounts payable. So your accounts payable is 30,000. You credit here, you also credit here, 30,000. Alright. Di ba madali lang accounting, no? Hopefully sa inyo, ha? Alright, next. October 3. If you have question, ha, just message me in chat, okay? In chat room pala, sorry. Next, purchase cleaning supplies for 9,000. So, what is the entry? Debit supplies, very good, very good. No? At least you learned. Rina, Martina, Jeff. Alright, Sachiko. Okay, Joyce. Sige, Sachi. Next. So, October 3, purchase cleaning supplies. So, meaning cleaning supplies or supplies. But I will put cleaning supplies. Okay? So, you have here cleaning supplies worth 9,000. Alright. But you have no money. Sorry. Explanation pala dito. So, meaning you purchase delivery van, paying cash, and account. So, bahala kayo, no? You can, and on account. Cleaning supplies. So you have 9,000 and you have accounts payable, 'di ba? Kasi wala kang pera. So the cost here is 9,000. Yan. So since wala pa tayong cleaning supplies here, so you put here cleaning supplies. Or supplies lang. Pwede naman yan. Cleaning supplies. Cleaning supplies is worth 9,000. And also, accounts payable of 9,000. So you put here 9,000. Alright, question ba? Can we rename pala delivery van as? Pwede Kyle. You can use equipment, transport equipment, delivery van. Same, as long as it is part of your property, plant, and equipment. Alright. But for me, gusto ko specific delivery van. Okay? Kasi madami kasing equipment eh. You can have machinery and equipment, you have transport equipment, you have delivery van, you have transport equipment. So, parating lang for easy reference na. Okay? Alright, next. So, this is purchase of cleaning supplies on account. And, alright, next. October 5. Mahaba ba to? Sorry. Medyo, hindi naman. Kaya. Next, October 5. So you have here October 5. October 5 is paid 12,000 cash on 1 year insurance policy. Alright, insurance policy, yes, you can have expense, pwede, pero since pwede naman tama yung Clarice, no? Clarice, pwede naman yung Jeff, no? Insurance policy. But since it is, no? 1 year insurance policy, October 5 pa to. So meaning, hindi pa siya nagagamit. 'Di ba? Yes, you can use expense, but mas maganda if you will use the account of prepaid insurance. Why prepaid insurance? Because parang prepaid card na binibili nyo if ever, kung wala kayong plan, di ba? Hindi pa siya nagagamit. That's why it is cold, or it is to be, the account title to be used should be prepaid insurance. Okay? Bakit hindi insurance expense? Kasi pag sinabing expense, already incurred. Okay? Pag sinabing expense, it is already incurred and tapos na. Hindi pa siya tapos, di ba? So, meaning it is part of the prepaid insurance or an asset. Okay? Don't worry, I will not discuss adjusting entries para hindi kayo malito. So, for now, we will use the prepaid insurance. Okay?
Wait, so for any expense that, for
Ryan.
any transaction that hasn't been incurred yet,
Yes, very good.
we use
Very good.
prepaid as the.
Very good. As time goes by, the prepaid insurance will be part of your expense if already incurred. Thank you, Ryan, for that. Okay? All right, that's why we will use prepaid insurance because not yet incurred. Okay? So how much is that? So prepaid insurance is worth 12,000. All right. And then, of course, you pay it on cash. So tama yan, you credit cash. Okay? Cash worth 12,000. So meaning you purchase insurance in advance. By the way, prepaid insurance is part of your asset, na? Kasi asset mo na siya, kasi binayaran mo siya in advance. And as time goes by, it will become part of your expense. Pag nagamit mo na yung 1 year mo, the entire 12,000 will become part of your expense. What is the entry? You debit, insurance expense, and credit your prepaid insurance. Okay? Sir, do you transfer the insurance as an expense? Yes, yes. Very good, Christina. You will transfer it as part of expense after 1 year. Or you can do monthly. So let's say, di ba, 12,000 to. So pending 1,000 every month. So you transfer 1,000 next month, 1,000 din the next month, 1,000. So hanggang maubos yung 12,000. Okay? Can you show? Yes, sorry. Sige. All right. So you have here purchase insurance. So you have here prepaid insurance. Sige. So you have here prepaid insurance. How much? You have here 12,000. And you have your cash of 12,000. Sige, I will show you later ha kung paano nangyayari yung dito na. Sige. Next, October 12, billed customers were 25,000 for washing services. So meaning, 'di ba, ang ating ay washing services. So binild na natin yung customer natin. So if you bill our customer, meaning performance have been or have already been performed. So meaning tatapos na, 'di ba? So it is now part of your what? Part now of your revenue. Very good. Account receivable. Very good. Very good, Jeff. Now, Christina. Yes, very good. Okay. So what is the entry here? So, meaning, wala pa, no? You build pa lang, wala ka pang na-receive na cash. So, it is part of your accounts receivable. Worth 25,000. Tama ba? Yes, 25,000. 12. And you credit here revenue. Okay? So, you have here revenue worth 25,000. So, wala pa tayong receivables na. Yan. So, you have here, account receivable. Account receivable of 25,000. Alright, next. So, wala pa tayong revenue. So, you have here revenue. The revenue is worth 25,000. Alright. Next, October 18. So, ito ay billed customers na lang. Alright, next, October 18. Alright, October 18. So, October 18 is paid 10,000 cash owed on delivery van and 5,000 amount owed on cleaning supplies. So, di ba, tayo ay may utang dito, no? Saan pa? Ito pa, utang. No? So, babayaran natin kasi we have no money. Okay? Okay, Ryan. Sir, seeing as prepaid insurance is a very specific category, is there another term in accounting we can use all? Yes, Ryan, no? We can use prepaid insurance, prepaid rent, prepaid advertising. So if you will pay in advance, always it is on the prepaid insurance or prepaid account. Okay? Usually prepaid insurance, prepaid advertising, prepaid rent, yun yung mga pinabayaran in advance. Okay? Specific siya ha. All right. So what is the entry for October 18? Sorry, Ryan, okay na? Okay na ba? Okay na, Ryan, ha? Okay, sige. So, accounts payable 15. Very good, Jeff. Okay, so, Christina, ha? So, meaning, the October 18 is basically, we just pay for our payable. Okay? So, di ba? Kasi, di ba, as you notice on October 1, meron tayong utang, di ba? Worth 30,000. Also, on October 3, meron tayong utang na 9,000. Yung sabi sa October 18, we will pay for it. We will pay for 10,000 for delivery van, and also we will pay for 5,000 on the cleaning supplies. So, what is the entry? Very good, Jeff. So meaning, we will just debit the accounts payable. Tama ba? Worth 10 plus 5, worth 15,000. Okay? And also, cash of 15. Wag malito ha, wag malito, no? Kasi in October 18, we will just pay for our obligations last October 1 and last October 3. Kasi sabi niya, you paid 10,000 cash owed on delivery van and 5,000 owed on cleaning supplies. Okay? Malinaw ba? Alright, so accounts payable, since we debit here, so we will also debit here, worth 15,000. Alright, what else? Cash of 15,000, so we put here 15,000.
Oh,
Question? Joyce? Alright, walang question ha? Alright, next, October 18. Next, October 20. Alright. You know what? October 20 is my special day. My birthday. October 20. Sir, can you elaborate why it is debit even though when you deducted cash? Ah, sorry. Where's that? Ano yung Christina? Why we debit? Debit 12,000. Sorry, Christina, what do you mean of this? Sir, can you elaborate why it is debit even though you deducted cash? No, it is credit, right? Diba? We credit cash. And also, we credit here 15,000. Okay? So, we did not debit. Okay? So, we credit. We debit. We credit pala. Okay? Oh, happy almost birthday. Debit, happy birthday. Yes, my birthday. Lapit na pala birthday ko, no? Alright. So, what is the entry for this? Prepaid happy birthday. Alright. Saan na ba tayo? Okay. O, salaries pa naman. Sakto, no? Salaries. So, meaning paid cash for 12,000 employee salary. So, meaning, it is malamang, tapos na, di ba? October 20 na to. So, malamang natrabaho na natin. So, meaning, it is part now of your expense already. Very good. Very good, all of you, no? So, we debit here, salary, expense, we're 12,000, all right? And you credit cash, no? Soon na, if your company, no, and you look for more salaries payable in your account, no, mag-resign na kayo, no? Kasi hindi nababayaran yung empleyado nyo ng ano, 'di ba? Yan, October 18, you paid cash on accounts payable. So, ito naman ay paid salaries. Ayan. So, here, salary expense. Salary expense were 12,000 and you credit also cash of 12,000. Wala pa tayong cash na nare-receive na. Hindi kayo mag-negative to. 12,000. Ayan. Next, October 21. Alright, collected 14,000 cash from customers billed on, ito na, billed on October 12. Diba? On October 12 is, we have account receivable here. Kaya lang, yung customers mo may ano na, may pera na. Okay, very good, Jeff and Bell. Okay. So here, may pera na yung customers mo. Of course, you receive now cash. Diba? Cash worth 40,000. Sorry. And you credit here accounts receivable kasi mababawasan na yung account receivable natin, di ba? Ayan. Worth 14,000. Ayan. So you receive now cash worth 14,000 here and AR also of 14,000. So kailangan ma-deduct ng 14,000. Alright. Next. Next is October 25. October 25, billed customers 30,000 worth for cleaning supplies. 30,000 pala, sorry. So ano to? Receive cash from, spelling. So receive cash from customers. Alright, October 25 is basically you bill customers 30,000 for cleaning supplies. So meaning it is, what's the entry here? Accounts receivable, di ba? Kasi you bill your customers. Alright. Okay, very good again, Jeff and Martina. Okay. So accounts receivable. Worth, ano yan? 30,000. And you credit here, sorry, revenue. Worth 30,000. So again, you have here account receivable of 30,000 and revenue also of 30,000. Yan. Next, October 31. So pay 2,000 for month rents on gas and oil of delivery van. So October 31. Alright, what is the entry here? Sorry, ito pa. Build customers. Copy nga lang ito, build customers. Sorry. October 31. Paid for gas and oil on delivery van. Just put gas and oil. Sorry. So it is part of your expense. Gas and oil expense. Kasi nagamit na yung gas, no? Worth 2,000. Tama ba? Yes, 2,000. And you credit here. No. Yes, pwede rin prepaid pero kasi nagamit na yan, no? Wag mo nito ha. Kasi ito ay nagamit na kasi month expense already. Pwede siyang pwede siyang prepaid gas if let's say hindi pa nagagamit or let's say hindi pa nagagamit, pay in advance, okay? Yan. So you can pwedeng utilities pero mas prefer is the gas and oil expense. Very good, Christina, no? But more specific in terms of the gas and oil expense, no? Worth 2,000, okay? And the credit cash ba? Yes, cash. Worth 2,000. And so you have here gas and oil. Gas and oil expense worth 2,000. And cash also of 2,000 here. Ayan. So what else? Last, no? Last is you withdrew cash for personal use worth 6,000. Diba? Ito sabi ko sa inyo, no? Ito ay paid on gas and oil. So ito ay, ano to? Very good. Very good, Clarissa, Jermaine, Nicole, Jeff. Drawings to, ha? Alright. So you debit here October 31. You have here ERAP drawing, diba? ERAP drawing worth 6,000. And you credit here cash worth 6,000. Yan, very good. So here, wala pa tayong ERAP drawing, diba? Okay, may question ba? Joke mine, baliktad, sorry. Okay lang, Nicole. Okay lang. As long as you have the right account title. Pero, of course, may mali din na pag in terms of trial balance. Na, magkakamali ka dyan. Okay? What else? Next, so air up drawing. All right. Air up drawing worth 6,000 here. And you have also here cash, diba? Worth 6,000. So we are done. So we are done in terms of journal entry, at the same time in terms of your ledger. Okay. Magaling nyo ah. Sige, sige. We will discuss pa adjusting. Okay. Para we can do now all the FS. Okay. How much now? So after this after this is we should do or we will update no the balance of our cash, our assets, liabilities, and owner's equity. If you have this, all your debits should be plus, all your credits should be deducted on it. No? So meaning, what you will do is add all of this, sum, diba? You add all of this, and you minus also ito, diba? Yan. So, ganun lang ha. So, our balance is 17,000. Alright. So, gawin natin is, take note in accounting, the balance should be double rule. No? It should be double rule. So, dalawang linya and you put here black para makita natin yung balance ng cash. Alright. Delivery van, malamang 60,000 yan. Napakadali. Cleaning supplies, malamang you have 9,000 here. So, you have here 9,000 here. And also 12,000 also here. Diba? So, you have here 12,000. Yan. Also, the account receivable. So, sum minus here. So, you have here 41,000. By the way, yung question ni ano ni yung question niya about the prepaid insurance. So maybe sige, next meeting na no. Kasi baka malito kayo no. Next meeting we will continue this no. But now gusto ko muna until trial balance tayo, okay? Para next meeting we have now the complete worksheet, okay? Christina ha. No worries, I will we will next meeting is we will answer all of this no. You have now the working paper. So, ito yung tanong ni Christina no, kanina. Sir, paano yung prepaid insurance paunti-unti na will become part of the expense? So, maybe next meeting, no? Kasi I will give you assignment now wherein to have journal entries, then ledger, and then trial balance. Okay? Kasi baka malito, no? Kung sobrang bilis. Okay lang ba? Alright. For now, what we will do is journal entries, ledger, and then your trial balance. Okay?
Sir, I have a question. I don't
Question.
you put the third line to October 25 to October 31, but I don't know. Maybe I didn't catch it lang.
October 25 here.
Oh, okay. I did copy it lang. Okay. I'll just
Question ba or you will copy?
I'll just copy it. Sorry. Thank you, sir.
Sure, no problem, no problem. I will give you this, no? I will give you this later. No
Okay,
worries.
thank you.
Okay. Happy birthday, Nicole.
Thank you, sir.
Alright. Okay, next. Next, Arab capital, you have here 80,000. And of course, you have credit, di ba? Credit balance ang ating Arab. So, accounts payable here is some. Alright. So, 30 minus here 15,000, correct? So, you have here 24,000. Alright. Next, the revenue, of course, it is, yan. Okay. Double rule, 55. Then, salary expense, di ba? Expense, itong tanong kanina niya na, di ba? Expense always has a debit balance. So, ito yung reason, no? Okay, you have 12,000 here. And gas and oil also, you have 2,000 here. And you have your Arab drawing also has a debit balance. So always drawing has a debit balance. All right, my question. Sir, just clarification. Although I know that decrease in capital such as paying for gas expenses debit. All right. Question ni Don. I thought, although I know that decrease in capital such as paying for gas expenses debit, why is still a debit? Because gas and oil is part of an expense, diba? If it is part of an expense in terms of the owner's equity, if you decrease your owner's equity, it is on the debit side, correct? That's why it is a debit because all the expense has or have a debit balance because it is a cash outflow or it is an outflow to your income statement. Okay? Clear ba, Don? Kasi question niya kasi, although I know that decrease in capital such as paying for gas expenses debit, why is still debit? No, again, it is an expense. All the expense has a debit balance and a decrease in your owner's equity. Okay? All right, Don. Sige. Thank you, Don. Thank you for clarifications na. So after that, no, is we will do the trial balance. Okay lang ba to? Okay na to ha kasi para makita ko lahat. So next meeting is we will do worksheet na, no? Then adjusting first. So what we will do is, sir, there is a situation where drawing will be, no. Chase, always the drawing has a debit balance. Walang situation na it is a credit. Okay? Pwede siguro if you have adjustment, pero normal balance of drawing is debit balance. Okay? So AirUp, ano bang company nito? AirUp washing service ata ito, no? So you put here AirUp washing service. 'Di ba? So as of October to, 'di ba? October 31, 2020. Sorry, baligtad. So you put here trial balance. Hopefully, balance tayo ha. Baka na tayo balance. Yeah. What you will do is, you have here debit and you have here credit. Tomorrow, yung next meeting, yung question ni Christina is, nandito siya, adjustment. So, we will continue that next meeting. Kasi baka sabihin nyo, napakabilis ko, no? So, you have here, adjustment. Yan. Ito yung to be continued to, ha? Okay? And after that is, we will do still trial balance, pero ito ay tinatawag na, it is called unadjusted trial balance. Unadjusted trial balance. Alright. Yan. Ito naman tinatawag na adjusted trial balance. Next meeting na lang to, ha? Alright. Para question. Sir, can you give me as... Yes, Diego. I will give you this. Don't worry. I will give you this PowerPoint later. Okay? And then also is your income statement. So, medyo madami pa tayo kasi baka abutin tayo ng alas 7, no? If I discuss everything. Okay? Income statement or your statement of statement of profit or loss. Diba? After that, we will do the balance sheet. And we will continue that next meeting. And you have your balance sheet. So for now, dito muna tayo sa trial balance. So, ito na yung worksheet natin. Yeah? So, medyo mahaba pa siya, no? So, next, in terms of the trial balance, ano nga yung order of priority? Diba? It is cash, asset, liability, owner's equity, drawings, revenue, and expense. So, una muna ang ating assets. So, ano yung assets natin? So, meaning, your order of liquidity. Okay? By the way, okay lang ba? Break muna ha. CR lang ako. Sorry. Alright. Sige. So, ano yung una? So, you have your assets. So, ano yung una, diba? You have your cash first. So, order of liquidity. So, you put cash. So, anong gagawin? Just get the balance of it. So, you have here 17,000. Correct? And next is order. Oh, so just put here yellow para malaman natin na it is already transferred na to our trial balance. Next, delivery van, cleaning supplies, prepaid insurance, account receivable. So what do you think is the next order of liquidity? Your? Very good. Account receivable. All right. So you have your account receivable here. So accounts receivable. So account receivable here is 41,000. Sana balance ha. Baka hindi to balance no? So you put here account receivable of 14,000. Next, delivery van, cleaning supplies, prepaid. So malamang mauuna muna yung cleaning supplies. Da? So you have here cleaning. So bala kayo, no? Ano lang naman, your analysis or judgment no? In terms of liquidity. But for sure, cash no? Is the more liquid no? Among them. So you put here 9,000. Okay. Next, malamang delivery van and prepaid. Malamang prepaid insurance. Correct? So prepaid insurance worth 12,000. All right. What else? You have also your delivery van. The delivery van here is worth 60,000. Correct? Yeah. So we are done with the assets, followed by payable. So here you have your accounts payable. So take note credit na to. So meaning it is on the credit side. Kasi baka ilagay nyo pa sa debit. Okay? So ano po yung payable? Wala na. Alright, next is ERAP capital. Diba? Kasi first is the owner's equity followed by capital account. So credit to, so dapat credit din. So you have 80,000. All right. Next is revenue. Of course, revenue is next. You have here revenue. So debit siya, you have 55. Okay? Next is salary expense. So expense, bahala kayo kung ano pakasunod sila. As long as all your expense no, should be listed. Okay? So how much is the salary expense? 12,000. And next is, drawing pa pala. Sorry, mali ako. Meron tayong nakalimutan. Ano yung nakalimutan? Di ba drawing? So dapat ERAP drawing. Nasa baba kasi, no? You have ERAP drawing. It is debit. Di ba? Ito yun. Ayan. Then revenue is here. Then expense here. Next is your gas and oil. Gas and oil expense. All right, how much? Gas and oil expense is 20,000. Yan. Total. All right, dapat parehas ha. Yun. So meaning balance, no? So walang problema in terms of your trial balance. All right. Pero my question is, what if balance siya? Sa tingin nyo ba it is 100% sure that you are correct in terms of journalizing or in terms of your posting? What is the answer? All right. The answer is this. Nasaan na ba yan? All right. So the answer is this, no? Limitations of trial balance. Trial balance does not prove that all transactions have been recorded or that the ledger is correct. There are also errors exist even though the trial balance column agree or the columns in balance with the debit and credit. The balance may balance or the trial balance may balance even when transactions is not journalized. Correct? May nakalimutan ka dito na transaction. Correct? Malamang magbabalanse pa rin to. Correct? Di ba? What if ito ay wala ito? Walang 80,000. So just less 80, less 80. Balance pa din. Okay? What else? Correct? Journal entry is not posted. So parang ito yung naalala ko kay Nicole, no? Parang nabaligtad niya. Yes, balance ka pa din. Di ba? Kasi nabaligtad mo, but the same amount, pero mali yung balanse ng every account. But still, balanse pa din to. Okay? What else? Journal entry is posted twice. What if the cleaning supplies posted twice? So malamang over to. Okay? Over din yung cleaning supplies mo, over din yung accounts payable mo. But still, balance ka pa din. Okay? Incorrect accounts are used in journalizing or posting. Let's say, instead of cash, you put here account receivable. Cash and AR are part of an asset. So meaning, balance ka pa din dito. Diba? Okay. Offsetting errors are made in recording the amount of transactions. So meaning, you offset that, let's say last month, iba yung account mo, na-offset siya within this month. Just like what Christina said, no, the prepaid and the insurance expense, the offset lang. So later, we will discuss number 5 next meeting when we are now in the adjustment period, adjustment and the trial balance and income and the balance sheet. All right. So far, do you have question?
There are those limitations, issues that you've encountered working as an accountant in the industry.
Yes. You need to consider all of that. That's why we have an auditor to check if you record all transactions. Okay? Kaya yun yung role ng account ng auditor, 'di ba? To check. Okay? Or okay lang kung error, but what if material misstatement or what if fraud, 'di ba? Mahirap 'yun. Okay? Kaya madaming natatanggal because of fraud, 'di ba? Okay? Question so far. Oras na ba? Oh, 5 o'clock na pala. So far question?
So I have a question.
Sure, question. Sige.
When you have
Joyce.
quizzes or like assessments, how will that work? Will you like send the questions lang and then, for example, send by tonight at something like that na?
For example, quiz mo ba? Quiz. Your number one, your quiz one is basically like this. Journal entries, maybe next meeting, okay? Okay lang ba sa inyo mag-quiz ng hindi Saturday? Okay lang ba?
Yes.
Okay lang.
For
Okay.
me. So, yes.
Assessment, yes. For me, gusto ko lang na kung paano nyo ma-record or paano kayo mag-journalize, posting, and trial balance. Okay.
How long's the time usually?
The time, maybe 3 hours. Okay. No worries, I am not strict in terms of the time. No? As long as you take it. Synchronous. What do you mean doon? Synchronous in terms of your quiz. Sige. That's like one call. No, what I mean, anong synchronous doon? The quiz?
Yes, sir.
Ano yan? Asynchronous, no? So, in your preferred time. Okay. Na-realize ko tayo pala is, ano lang, no? 2 months lang. Okay. So far, you understand. Yun yung importante sa akin. Hi, parang walang comment. Naintindihan ba? Mukhang wala.
Sir,
Ah?
I have
Nicole.
a question. I was wondering if it would be possible for you to send like the PowerPoints before we have like the last one.
Okay.
So that
Sige,
we could
sige,
like
sige.
read them
Pwede.
before.
Sige,
Yeah.
sige. Para at least you read na, no? Okay.
Thank you.
Sure. What I did pala is just video, no?
Yes.
Oo nga, parang naisip ko na yung dati. Sige. Hindi ko lang na-send ito. Okay?
Thank you.
Sure. Next time. Okay? Next meeting, what we will do is to finish everything until worksheet para we can go to we are done with module 1 and module 2 para we can go to module 3. Okay? Alright. So far clear? Hello? Alright. Parang nahihiya kayo na. Okay lang. Don't worry, if you have question, some of you naman just message me anytime, okay? Just message me. I think si Christina, si Jeff, si Mr. Nunag, Aldrin, di ba? Nicole, okay? Just message me anytime, okay? If you have clarifications, if you have questions, okay? Huwag mahiya. Alright. So far, if no question, I will send it now to your respective canvas. Go to the files, and then yan. Okay, para you can be able to yung iba pala wala dito no kasi hindi available. Sorry kasi kanina we had a meeting. Okay? Mas prefer nyo ba hapon or umaga? Ako okay lang ako. Or we can go back to 9 o'clock. Morning. Okay, sure. Pag hindi lang ako available, if ever lang. Okay? If none, thank you very much. No? See you all on Saturday again. Okay?
Thank you, sir.
Alright, thank you. Happy
Thank
birthday,
you,
Nicole,
sir.
again.
Thank you, sir.
Sir,
Alright.
Thank you, sir.
advance happy birthday, sir.
Happy birthday.
Advance
Matagal
happy
pa.
birthday po. Ingat po.
1 month pa. Okay. Sige, bye-bye.
Yes,
Alright.
sir.
Sige. Thank you.